Coffee Talk with Crimson Pleasure. We're sitting here with actually a friend of ours, Nicole of Corgi Cosplay. There is a corgi in the room. He's investigating the crumbs on the floor. So really good bit of information is you are my first mental health friend.
Oh.
So we got to meet you last year, and we went out to a fabulous dinner, which we did not repeat this year, unfortunately.
Yeah.
that was an interesting trip.
Yeah. 2 hours. 2 hours of waiting.
2 hours. And I even explained to I told everybody, I was like, we were even more mad because the food was still really good.
We were actually talking about this morning, even we woke up and we're like, the food was just so good.
So anyway, but no, so last year we sat down, we had dinner, and we talked about upstairs.
Ta-da! Magic!
We can magically make cosplayers appear. So, and then you and I, we sat and we talked about mental illness, and I have been over the course of the year, besides anxiety meds, yay, medication. I've been opening up about my PTSD and talking about that. And you're actually one of the, like, sitting down and talking to you and talking to somebody who has had similar experiences was really helpful for me to go home, sit down in my stream and say, hi, I'm Crymson. I suffer from complex PTSD. And I will not cry, so don't even. Which is hard. And then, of course, you get the looks and stuff like that, which we also talked about. And they're like, you didn't serve. And I'm not going to get into this conversation with you right now. But that was very helpful going into it. And then you made me feel more comfortable. And then we became friends.
Yes.
And you post a lot of wonderful stuff.
Yeah.
And we're not going to talk about that stuff. We're going to talk about, like, the service dog stuff.
Yeah, no, I try to share a lot of service and mental health stuff, and even just sharing like the little things like, oh, here's like 5 steps to, take care of yourself or something like that, or 5 things to do each day to try and, get yourself in a better mind space. I was like, because not only does it remind me, but I know my friends, a lot of them need that sometimes too, because if I need it, I know they need it too. So I share a lot of that.
Yeah. It's okay. That's what he does. Brianna is over there working the dog up. Well, it's wonderful because also at the end of my streams, I now say, I love you. I'm proud of you. Drink some water, take your medication, take a shower, like hot shower. Because those are good reminders that those are wonderful things that you need to, like, have you had water today? Did you take your medication today? Have you gone outside today? Go take a hot bath if you're having trouble. Stuff like that. Yeah. It's like just simple things to remind you, like, oh yeah, I feel great after taking a really hot shower. Maybe that'll help with my anxiety attack.
Yeah. Or just like even going outside, getting that fresh air and that, vitamin D from the sun helps a lot too.
Yeah. It's amazing what you'll forget in your self-care regime. So I love to, I love telling people, I was like, we're more complicated houseplants. So that's what you need to do. Oh yeah. Water yourself, get some sun, take some medication. You're good.
Man, now I just need, like, instead of a bed, I'm just going to get, like, a big giant pot to sleep in.
There you go.
Every morning, just wake up and be like, oh.
We'll have to dye your hair a new shade of green, though.
Oh, yeah. Well, I got to re-dye it. I got to bleach it again and re-dye, and it looks like crap.
Yeah, well, that's why I shaved all mine off. Yeah. It was getting to be too much. But we obviously, no coffee for you, Kiba. We obviously adore Kiba. And...
What? You're off the table. Who raised you?
You're not. You're my mom. You did it. This is all her fault.
You're like smiling at me. Look at me. I'm doing something bad.
What? He's like, what?
Come here.
No, I don't want to. I want Vonre.
Like, I want to be on this show.
And the greatest thing, well, I mean, one of the many great things about you is that you go out there and you talk mental health at conventions, you talk disabilities at conventions, you talk about service dogs, which I know as working retail for 20 years is a huge thing because there are people who have service dogs for reasons, and there are people who just want to take their dog anywhere and they'll go, oh, I have anxiety. All right, no, you don't, Karen. Just leave your dog at home.
Yeah.
Because and then we run into things where people bring like giant dogs in and go, this is my service dog, and I'm like, I've never seen a Malamute service dog before. I'm sure that's okay, but he's aggressively growling at the customer. I don't think so. But then
that's definitely a no. That's not even actually under the ADA. If they are posing a threat to the public, if they're growling and barking uncontrollably, that's actually means to remove them. Whether they are a legit service dog, like if something spooked Kiba and he decided to uncontrollably bark in the store and I couldn't get him back under control, they can tell me to leave with my dog and come back without him.
Yeah. But it's a shame because stuff like that causes situations for you, for people with service dogs, whether you are in a wheelchair or you are walking around, you need your service dog with you. So when people go into restaurants, go into public spaces with non-service dogs, saying that they're service dog, all you're doing is creating miseducation and misinformation. You're taking advantage of other people.
Yeah, and a lot of times, like they'll do like the online registries, which are all scams, and like none of them are recognized at all under any law in the U.S. And so they go into these places and they're flashing these IDs. So then I go in there with my actual service dog, and then they're like, well, we need a CID. And I'm like, there's no such thing. Like,
and also, isn't it illegal for them to ask for your papers?
Yeah, no places, because there's really no actual like papers. It all comes down to, your doctor being like, yes, you are disabled by what you have, and it comes down to the training in the dog.
Yeah.
It's like the training and the disability are what makes them a service dog.
Yeah.
And nothing else will, qualify them as that other than those few things. And so, so people go in, they flash these IDs, and then I go in, or, our friend goes in and, they're like, well, we need these, we need to see your ID. And we're like, there's no such thing. And they're like, well, all these other people came in and they've showed IDs. And then we're just like, okay, those are all scams. And, and then I've had people just get really angry at me because I don't have that. And so a lot of times it's like, okay, I just don't even want to deal with this, so I'm just not going to go here. I'm just going to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Or we've been places, because I have a lot of service dog friends in Arizona where I'm from, and so like we'll go out to eat and stuff like that together. And we've gone into restaurants where someone went in, flashed an ID, got their dog in, and then we of course come in and eat with our dogs, and the dog is sitting at the table growling and barking at our dogs. And then, of course, like the owner of the dog growling is getting pissed off at us because we brought our dogs in, but all our dogs are just looking at the dog like,
they're just
what's up, dude?
Like, we're working.
Yeah, we're like, what's up, dude? Like, why are you so angry, bro?
You mad, bro?
Yeah, are you mad, bro? Get training, bro. Do you even train? And so, they're all just like looking at this dog like, why are you doing this? And so, like, and of course the owner's getting angry at us, and then the employees are getting angry because this dog is now barking uncontrollably. Yeah. And then it's like, and then it just causes this whole thing. So then eventually it turns, and they get angry at us because we were the second party in. And we're just like, okay, our dogs are sitting here being better behaved, and this child sitting behind us screaming and crying because they didn't want French fries or whatever, and they wanted, a hamburger instead of a hot dog. Our dogs are, in sight, but, they're quiet. They're literally sleeping underneath the table at our feet doing absolutely nothing.
From personal experiences, all Kiba did last year was he literally, we went to the table, he went under your feet, he lay down, and he stayed there. He may have gotten up to reposition. Yeah. He didn't make a peep. He didn't make a sound the entire time. I don't even think people even knew he was there until we were leaving, and then you could see the people like, oh, there's a dog.
Yeah. There's actually a lot of places. We've been to a couple restaurants, you know, we've gone sometimes with like 6 other teams, and we'll sit at like a bigger table at a restaurant, and there literally be 6 or 7 dogs underneath the table. And like one time, because I have my new in training puppy, who's 9 months old, name is CL. And so I had both him and Kiba out that day, doing tandem training. And then we had my friend Sunny with her dog, my friend Mitch with his dog, and my best friend Kylie with her dog. So it was 4, 5, 6, yeah, so 6 dogs all piled underneath the table, and all anybody saw was the first dog at the very edge of the table. Mm-hmm. And so, of course, as we're leaving, it looks almost like a clown car, because literally it's like, well, how did you guys fit all your legs and 6 dogs all underneath this table?
That's what they're trained to do. Yeah. So it's not how did you fit them? That's their job, is to go under you and lay down until you're needed.
Yeah.
So just real quick, I want to go over what are the rules of a service dog. If somebody is walking around, they see you with Kiba, what are the service dog rules that they should be observing?
Like the person themselves, or is it like an employee, or?
No, well, the person themselves. So
so like
the first time I would come up to you.
Biggest thing is just ignore the dog. Mm-hmm. Yeah, just no attention to the dog. I know they're really exciting, they're really cute, but biggest thing is, you know, ignore the dog. A lot of dogs are trained anyway just to completely ignore. And even at cons, like if I'm having any kind of issues and Kiba needs to alert, he instantly goes into work mode and he ignores everybody else. They can sit there with treats and be calling to him and going, come here, Kiba. And he just is like, no, mom, focused.
Yeah.
You know, and then even just walking around the con floor, you know, when we're walking and stuff like that, he just goes, no. And people will literally stick their hand out in front of him and he just goes, no.
Yeah.
He turns his head away from them because he's like, no, work mode. I'm not supposed to talk to you.
And you should always ask before touching a service dog.
Yeah. Well, just any dog in general.
Yeah.
You don't know.
Well, yeah, any dog in general. Always ask, but especially with a service dog, you don't want to take them out of work.
Yeah. And it's like, because, you know, especially some of the younger ones that don't understand how to just like turn that off and ignore people yet. Like CL's still learning that. He's still excited about people, but now he's starting to learn like, okay, I can't go say hi to whoever I want.
Yeah.
And so, you know, so I'm teaching him that, but you know, he could miss an alert because someone's sitting there making kissy noises at him or trying to call him over or barking at him. Been barked at. We don't get catcalled, we get barked at. You know, and so like they can miss an alert. And, you know, there was recently an article a few years ago of a girl, someone went and pet her dog, and she actually missed a seizure alert. And so, of course, the girl wasn't able to get, down and get safely down, and she had a convulsion seizure and instantly fell over, hit her head, and then had her seizure. And so it's highly important just to literally just ignore them as much as possible.
Thank you so much. Where can we find you online?
Online, Facebook, Instagram. I'm also starting to kind of do Twitch, but it's usually just /cosplay Corgi. Or if you just search Corgi Cosplay or Cosplay Corgi, will pop up.
Nicole is an amazing cosplayer in her own right, but mental health is so important in education.
Yeah.
So thank you guys so much. We love you all. Drink some water, take your medication. We'll see you next time.
Thanks so much for watching. If you were entertained by that video, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe for more wacky, zany content here at Real Women Gaming. And, here are 2 randomly selected videos that YouTube thinks you enjoy. There's this special, awesome one over here on the left, and there's this crazy, wonderful one over here on the right. So you just click on one of them. Just click on one of them.